working for NMSU, so I want to thank NMSU for providing support and even materials for us to do some fun science experiments and models. So hopefully you try this at home and learn something off of it, okay? We're going to be doing a blood model in a bottle. So some of the things that you're going to need for that is recycled bottles. It could be plastic, it doesn't have to be glass. You're gonna need some syrup. It doesn't matter what brand, just as long as it's clear. Lentils, that's optional, and you could change it up depending on the material. You'll see why as we go through the video. Tic Tacs, and then you could have some rainbow sprinkles, or just it could be just one color, and then food coloring. It could be food coloring, the one that you actually eat, or this one's actually a liquid watercolor, so you can't eat this one. We are not planning on eating this, so please make sure you do not eat this. Some of it is raw material. You can get sick, especially if you're using something like this. Okay, you are gonna need some bowls to mix this. It doesn't matter again, as long as you're able to fit some of this. They don't need to be that big. Forks to mix, and then we have a funnel and a measuring cup, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and start. Would you mind introducing yourself before I continue?
Hi, I'm Angelina. Hi, I'm Jen.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the lentils, and this is gonna be our red blood cells, okay? So we're gonna put half a cup of that, okay? So red blood cells, they carry oxygen and carbon dioxide through different parts of your body, and they actually could live for 120 days, okay? Now, in order to make them red, we are gonna use these two food colorings, so go ahead and put some drops in there, and then you're gonna mix them. And if you do have just red food coloring, that'll work. Here I'm mixing just so that it could make it red, because this one's orange, so just keep mixing it. Yeah, I think maybe a little bit more. Once you put them into your model, this is what's gonna turn your blood red. So that's the reasoning behind it, and that way you could see that. So what we're gonna do next is we are going to talk about plasma. Plasma is, we're gonna use this syrup for this, and we're gonna measure a cup. This is half a cup, so we're gonna need 2 of these to make a full cup. So I think we can start, and we're gonna use a funnel so that it does it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about plasma. Okay, plasma is yellow, and it makes 55% of your blood. Okay, so it carries proteins, nutrients, and it carries waste from your blood as well. Now your plasma is made out of 90% water and 10% nutrients. After you put the syrup, which is your plasma, you're gonna put in your, what are these called? What do we call them? Your red blood cells, okay? Do you guys remember how long they could live for? Could go up to 120 days. The next thing that we're going to be adding is the white blood cells. Okay, Okay, for the white blood cells, anything white, you can even use beans, the white beans. We're gonna use a Tic Tac. Now with this one, we are only going to put a couple of them. If you notice, let's go ahead and put about 3 of them. Okay, go ahead and put it. Yes, go ahead and put it. Go ahead and put your red blood cells. Okay, do you know why we're only putting 3?
Because there's only a little bit.
The reason for that is because we have less white blood cells. They only make 1% of your blood, and they are bigger than your red blood cells. So that's why we're showing that model. Go ahead and put the rest in as well. Okay. So if you're also the white blood cells, they're in charge of your immune system. So if you get sick, they are the ones that fight out the infection. Also, when you get sick, you get more white blood cells in your system. The next thing that we are going to add is platelets, okay? And we're using, again, the sprinkles for this. For this one, these are very important because they're in charge of your, like when you get a cut, these are the ones that kind of cover the cut through the inside. So we're gonna add a couple of sprinkles, put them in there. So if you cut yourself, they are attracted to the wound and they're gonna form a sticky plug. That's why when you cut yourself, you don't bleed out because of these. So these help you so that you won't bleed out. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and put the white blood cells. And then you just start mixing it. Then you're going to, after you add everything, you're gonna mix it. Supposed to. Awesome, guys. So this is how it's gonna turn out at the end. And if you look closely, you're gonna be able to see your white blood cells in there, red blood cells, your white blood cells, and obviously your blood. And pretty cool. So try it at home, and hopefully you guys learned something new today of how your blood works.